Mueller just got served by Kara Curry for RWNofficial.com. The Department of Justice appears to be hiding Special Counsel Robert Mueller's budget from the American people. Among other hidden things that are now coming to light, Mueller has some 17 lawyers, many of which have direct ties to either the Clintons or the Obamas, digging into President Donald Trump and his administration and associates with virtually no oversight. The Washington Post reported that Mueller submitted a proposed budget to the Justice Department, but officials declined to make the document public and committed only to releasing reports of the team's expenditures every 6 months. This is a departure from the usual protocol, as even the Washington Post notes. When Patrick J. Fitzgerald, at the time a U.S. attorney, was appointed as special counsel to investigate the leak of the identity of CIA officer Valerie Plame, the U.S. Government Accountability Office audited his expenditure statements every 6 months and released them publicly. Given the lack of oversight, Judicial Watch filed a Freedom of Information Act FOIA lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, concerning the budget and administrative records of Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into Russian interference in the 2016 election. Judicial Watch is led by attorney Tom Fitton and is an American conservative activist and watchdog group that files FOIA lawsuits to investigate potential misconduct by government officials. The case is known as Judicial Watch versus U.S. Department of Justice with a case number. This is the case number in the United States District Court of the District of Columbia. The lawsuit was originally filed after the Department of Justice failed to respond to a July 10, 2017 FOIA request seeking the following information: a copy of the budget prepared and submitted by Robert S. Mueller III or his staff in his capacity as appointed special counsel to oversee the previously confirmed FBI investigation of Russian government efforts to influence the presidential election and related matters. Temporal scope of this request is from May 17, 2017 to July 10th of 2017. A copy of all guidance memoranda and communications by which the Justice Management Division will review the Special Counsel's Office's statement of expenditures prior to or for the purpose of making each public. Temporal scope of this request is from June 1st, 2017 to present. A copy of each document scoping, regulating, or governing the Special Counsel's Office appointed under the leadership of Mueller III. Temporal scope of this request is from May 17, 2017 to present, according to Tom Fitton in an op-ed via thehill.com. 3 suspicious activities stand out, all intertwined: the so-called Comey memos, Comey's controversial testimony before the Senate Intelligence Committee, and Comey's book deal. After Comey was fired by President Trump on May 9, 2017, he arranged to give the New York Times a February 14, 2017 memorandum he had written about a one-on-one conversation with Trump regarding the National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. The New York Times published a report about the memo on May 16, 2017. Special Counsel Robert Mueller was appointed the following day. On June 8, 2017, Comey testified under oath before the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, where he stated he authored as many as 9 such memos. Regarding the Flynn memo, Comey admitted, "I had a friend of mine to share the contents of the memo with the reporter from the New York Times. I didn't do it myself for a variety of reasons, but I asked him to because I thought that might prompt the appointment of a special counsel." Comey also testified about President Trump's firing of him, and he detailed multiple conversations with President Trump, during which Comey confirmed he told President Trump 3 times that he was not the target of an investigation. Yet he refused to say that publicly, though, and that's why Trump fired him. Judicial Watch is pursuing numerous FOIA lawsuits relating to Comey's memoranda and FBI exit records, as well as a lawsuit for Justice Department communications about Comey's Senate testimony. The American people deserve to know what, if any, complicity his former colleagues had in drafting that testimony and or in engaging or engineering the appointment of Robert Mueller. The day before Comey's testimony, Fox News reported a source close to James Comey tells Fox News the former FBI director's Senate testimony had been closely coordinated with Robert Mueller. Comey may have violated the law by leaking his official FBI memos to the media, and it would be a scandal if Comey coordinated his Senate testimony with Mr. Mueller's special counsel office, which he did do that. That we have had to sue in federal court to discover the truth speaks volumes. The FBI has built a protective stonewall around Comey by refusing to release the Comey memos and refusing to disclose records of communications between the FBI and Comey prior to and regarding Comey's testimony before the Senate Intel Committee. Since his forced departure from the FBI, Comey signed a book deal in August of 2017, set for publication in April of 2018, for which he reportedly received an advance in excess of $2 million. Given the fact that the FBI appears to be letting Comey get away with stealing and leaking official government documents and colluding with the special counsel to get Trump, even a trusting person must be suspicious about his book deal. The FBI has fanned those suspicions by, you guessed it, adding a new layer to the protective stonewall around Comey. Again, Judicial Watch has been forced to sue a recalcitrant FBI for records, including, but not limited to, forms Comey was required to complete relating to pre-publication review of the book by the FBI. Did Comey's associates give the fired FBI director a pass on this long-standing requirement? Is that why they were stonewalling Judicial Watch FOIA? Of course. Based upon Comey's performance to date, this book likely will be an elaborate exercise in self-apotheosis, grandizing himself. That's why the American public deserves to know if Comey's former colleagues, many of whom we now know aided in his exoneration of Hillary Clinton and have participated in the contrived investigation of Donald Trump, scrutinizing his literary claims, or simply greenlighted his every word. There is no doubt that the deep state is in deep cover-up mode. The FBI, Justice Department, and the special counsel are all stonewalling our request for Comey documents. The more they stonewall, the deeper the suspicions grow about Comey's complicity in the entire attempt to use the bogus Trump dossier to prevent the election of Donald Trump, and then use it to undermine his presidency once he was elected to office. In my experience in Washington, when people refuse to come clean, it is usually because they are hiding dirty laundry. And that's the least of it. Boy, they're hiding a crap load of it. Let's just put it that way, bluntly. And good for Judicial Watch. Notice they don't want to come clean about anything, yet they foot the bill to the American people, yet we're not allowed to know anything, right? The bill comes to us. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.